Hello there, and welcome back to Gaulia. In today's episode, we're going to go into the Nether and hopefully into the end. Uh, After building that rather large build with no shulkers or beacon or anything like that, I realized that I need to get some endgame stuff going on here. So we are going to go and get ourselves a Nether fortress. Maybe we'll find a bastion along the way. Not 100% necessary to get netherite at this point, but maybe. And then we're going to go to the end and get some shulkers. Obviously, we'll get an Elytra too, but really just building the power plant without some of these things, some of these conveniences, made it take an exceptionally long amount of time. So sit back, enjoy the episode, and I will see you in the Nether. Wow. I was just building a bridge. I didn't even realize there was another fortress there. Too easy. Okay, here we go. Man, the Nether really does just look like a terrible place with shaders on. I think this is a pretty big Nether fortress. You die. You die now, thank you. You too. Oh, you too. You can come get some. If we get 3 wither skulls over in here, I've never faced the wither on Java. I mean, it's supposedly harder on Bedrock, so I guess if I did it on Bedrock, I should be able to do it on Java, right? Ooh. Armor trim? I think the rib armor trim's a pretty decent one. I think silence is my favorite, but rib is probably a good alternative. In the meantime. Hi. I would like to find the room with the nether wart. I did end up getting some potions of weakness from the trial chamber, I believe. But if we could start zombifying our villagers and our iron can be a 1-to-1 emerald ratio, that'd be great. You stop that. A lot of wither skeletons out here. Oh, that's a regular skeleton. No wither skulls. Always do stuff like this to point the way back and block the wither skeletons, even though I'm kind of proficient at fighting them at this point, but... Okay, well there's a blaze spawner. It's helpful sometimes. It appears no nether wart for me. That's fine, we got 25 blaze rods, so more than enough to make Eyes Ender. Well, now that we're done in the Nether, I'm probably gonna need some Eyes of Ender, so I might go, or sorry, Ender Pearls to make Eyes of Ender. But I might go back in and just find a warped forest to do that. But I did, just while I was gathering materials last episode, during a thunderstorm, found 2 skeletal horses when I came back up. Well, there's actually, I think, 4 of them, but 2 of them I managed to kill their skeletal riders without killing the horse. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but we did get a saddle in the Nether. I wonder, can I put armor on them? No. Okay. So yeah, I actually found 2 saddles in that fortress. We'll have to do something with these guys at some point. I mean, just on coolness factor alone, right? Yeah, I only got 2 ender pearls, so we're probably going right back into the Nether. Now, I did find one of the warp forests, but it's pretty far away because it was near my, it was near the mesa, I believe. That was the portal from there. It's like 700 blocks. So we're gonna see if we can't find something a little bit closer. Wow, this stuff would look really good in the redstone plant, probably. It just doesn't nearly look like this when it's without shaders, and I really like keeping my builds to be, you know, roughly, they look good with both, essentially. Stop that. Ooh. That looks scary. You die. I know I saw a brute in there, though. They're supposed to be pretty hard in Java, right? What's the deal with them? Oh my god. That looks all bad. I swear it sounds like there's like hundreds of these guys. Oh. Oh, there's a few. You can get some. No netherite template. I don't even know if you can get them in this bastion. Or if it has to be the treasure room. Yes. Old netherite upgrade. I think I have like 10 or 11 pieces of ancient debris too. I found while gathering resources for the power plant. I think that's the end of this place. If we just dig it out. So after the lucrative bastion detour, I continued on my mission of finding a warped biome and finding myself some ender pearls, which didn't take too long, and I soon found myself the perfect killing zone. Sometimes I kind of hate dealing with Endermen just because the noises they make. Alright, that's 32 of these things, so should be more than enough to get us to a stronghold. Finally back in the overworld, I decided to start crafting up the things I'm going to need for my trip to the stronghold. Ender chests, Eyes of Ender, and other essentials. At least we'll make 2 of these. It's weird that Ender Pearls can stack to 16, but Eyes of Ender can stack to 64. There it is. Smithing template. Let's duplicate the heck out of that. Oh yeah, I have a crap ton of diamonds now from material gathering. Diamonds for days. Well, that's way more netherite than I have. Here we go, baby. We'll do a sword. And our fortune pick. Alright, I think it's that time. We're gonna go face the Ender Dragon. I managed to get myself something like 30 Eyes of Ender and a little bit of netherite, so bumped up my sword and my pickaxe. And I think we're ready to go. We got a bed to set our spawn, obsidian for a portal, some building blocks to pillar, and we'll get a water bucket. And I'll pick up my flint and steel on the way. So let's start off seeing what direction we're going in. Oop, where'd that go? No idea where that went. Really? That way? Right, well, I gotta go find flint and steel from the factory area. Look at this thing when it comes into view. Huge. Let's see, is it still that way? No, now it wants us to go that way. There's gotta be 2 and something nearby. I like that idea better. We haven't explored that way yet at all. See what's out there. Okay. Well, it looks like we should dig about right here. Ooh. Found her. Oh, I guess I didn't bring torches. That's great. The only spawner I ever break in this game is that one. I see. Ooh, it's also a lush cave. Maybe not. Let's get down to business. Alright, let's do this. So sketchy when we do this. Man, these are really close to the edge. Really should have brought like fire arrows. I could see better where they're going. I have enough blocks to get back up there. This guy's being a real piece of trash. We're out. Solid bucket clutch. I'm not good at this. It is a good thing I have infinity. We're so close. Let's go. There we go. I mean, it might not have been pretty, but we got the job done. Now on to what I really want. Shulkers. Jesus. I mean, is that necessary? You've got to be kidding me. Oh, the lonely end. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna probably need some materials to get there. Oh, there's an end ship. There's an end ship. It's funny because Elytra is not even something that it's like was a priority for me. Obviously, we're gonna get it, but I do need shulkers. Although I think our best bet might be to get out of the end, craft some rockets, and then just go end busting. Maybe next episode. A whole bunch of shulkers. I have always wanted to make a shulker farm. No idea how to do it. I know they do it in the Hermit and Craft. Okay, terrific. You stop that. Oh, okay. There we go. Iron mending. Where's this other guy? Are we on the bottom of the boat? You also love me some androids. Where are you, little guy? You have to be on the bottom of the boat, yeah. At this point, it was time to kill some shulkers. So I'll give you a quick little montage of shulkers dying. Alright, I think that is about the end of this place. Not a ton of shulkers, though. 11? So 5 shulkers? Kind of trash. Oh, this is so sketchy. Doing stuff like this makes me so nervous. And here we go. We ride, we get some sugar cane, and then we fly. Here we go. The first Elytra flight of the world. Oh, I'm gonna need to do more villager stuff. We'll throw mending on it for now. Here we go. Oh, it's game changing. Oh, this is glorious. Oh, didn't nail that well. So with Shulkers and the Elytra now in our possession, I know I said I was going to possibly do the Wither today, but I think we'll put that on hold for the next episode. Maybe we'll do the Wither and some end busting, and instead, just do a build. No, I can't stop myself. I'd rather build something. I like building stuff. That's why I like doing Minecrafts, right? So I want to add, rather than do another massive building, I want to add a little bit of more life into our world. You know, give it some character. And I have a train planned out that, if you saw last episode, I kind of cut a pathway for some train tracks. So I have a train planned out. Need red sand. I made it all the way, 7,000 blocks. I went through the Nether tunnel, but a long way to our red sand desert that we found when we were looking for mangrove. And I realized I forgot my shovel. I had put it in my ender chest while going to the end, and I forgot it. So I'm using an iron shovel to get sand. 7,000 blocks away from where my shovel is because I didn't bring a spare ender chest with me. Oh, one day I'll learn to play this game. We do have a fully functioning and enchanted Elytra, though. I did some villager work off camera because villagers are terrible and nobody wants to see that. Okay, great. I guess while I'm here, I might as well get some terracotta. At least there's some of the colors that I think I'm going to use, like whites and grays. So, of all the things that I need for this train, I don't need a ton of the red sandstone, so although I planned on getting a full shulker of it, at this point, I forgot my shovel. We'll call it a day. But these things, these ochre, is that how you say that? Ochre frog lights? That's going to be the one thing that is going to be annoying. But for now, we'll go back to our base. And we'll probably substitute the frog lights for the time being. We are certainly never going to run out of terracotta. Might as well get some of this warped stuff over in here. I think I need that for one of the cars, actually. We do have some of it closer to our base, but since we're here. Alright, I guess it's time to start figuring some shulkers out and getting our build started. You know, although I originally said I wasn't looking for an Elytra, it is a lot of fun. Alright, so our train line is going to go kind of in here. It's going to be like a collapsed little section here, so you're going to be able to kind of see through this. I was picturing that maybe this was the entrance of a tunnel, and over there's going to be another tunnel that it comes out of, mostly because I'm hiding the bends in the tracks, and you know, height differences are somewhat annoying. They don't look great, but yeah, so we're going to have it coming along here. You're going to have open tracks, train coming through here, and the engine kind of poking out right here. And then eventually we'll actually probably send this through as an actual tunnel. But for now, we're just going to cap it off with some deep slate, um, as we build this world piece by piece. Okay, so let's get terraforming. All right, so this is the basic area where we're going to lay some tracks and put our train. So now that we have kind of the area carved out, like I said, the tunnel just kind of ends here for now, but eventually we will push it all the way through, perhaps even have some kind of a underground area, but we'll see. I'm not sure about that yet. The tunnel will definitely go all the way through, but because it's a freight train, I don't know that we're going to have, it's not like a subway. Yeah, let's start building the tracks. So our tracks are going to be pretty simply tough stairs, and they're going to be spaced basically 2 blocks. So I'm going to have a 4 wide train, and then we're going to use dark oak for the railroad ties. And we're just going to kind of keep this pattern throughout. I think it will be a pretty good standard for any tracks that we do for the series. And then we'll sprinkle in like detailing blocks along the way. So I'm going to build these out in another brief time lapse. So this is kind of the train tracks. It gives us a nice, platform to start building our train on, and I think each car has its own kind of unique feel to it. And then the engine as well, something that I designed. I'm pretty proud of the design, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. I think we'll probably do that in a time lapse. But if anybody wants to see kind of more specifically how I built each individual car or anything like that, feel free to let me know, and I'll do like a short episode on that. Right, so for the base of our train, we're using a slab base with grindstones as wheels. And these are kind of annoying to place, but it is what it is. You kind of gotta place a block, place one, and then you can place the other one attached to it. And then, from that point on, you can just go around and fill in your blocks. So I'll do this for the entire layer of the train. Now you can kind of see the basic shape or size of this train, and from here on out, it's just building each individual car up and taking it from there. Right, the first car we're going to build is kind of something that I pictured as like a tanker car. So we're going to use some stairs to give it like the shape that we're looking for. Kind of like that, rounded off shape, or as close as I can get that in this small of a scale. and then it's going to be trimmed with copper. And just for a little detail, we're probably going to put little signs along the way. And then kind of acacia trapdoors in the top just for detailing purposes. And we'll throw some iron bars here. Again, just little details, make it look more whole. Maybe I'll do another layer of the signs. And then in between each of these cars, we're using the nether brick stairs as the, I don't know what those pieces are called on trains. I'm not a train person, but the connecting pieces there. And that's kind of going to be our first car. So our next car is a pretty simple boxcar kind of shape, and it's going to be made out of the warp stuff. Actually, this is going to be a shape that we're going to repeat several times for any time we have some kind of a boxcar shape, as I like the way it worked out. This boxcar is going to be the same basic construction as the other one. It's just going to be a different color palette. So we're using acacia. We're going to use spruce, but I apparently forgot to get spruce, so I don't have any of that right now. So we'll just build the basic structure and trim it with the spruce a little bit later. And now I think we move on to the caboose. Also sprinkling a little netherrack in here for just breaking it up a little bit with string. So the engine for this thing is the most complex of the builds. It's definitely, I think, a build that's worth it. It gives you such a good crane feel. I actually really like how it came out. This thing has like a ton of blast furnaces, which give it like a actual mechanical kind of feel, I feel like. So there you have it, our train. The Troom lights are going to be frog lights, the ochre frog lights. They're yellow. They look little bit more like lights. And I understand that it's supposed to be a dying, dead world. Everything's been sitting here for 200 years. But yeah, my train has lights because it looks cool. Suspend your disbelief. So our engine, I think, again, like my first time building a train, but man, I really enjoyed doing this thing. It really feels train-like to me. Oh yeah, I gotta finish this. But yeah, I think it's just a nice. Oh, I can fly now. I get better shots. You know, it'll fit in nice here. And you know, the main reason I wanted this tunnel collapsed is it adds to the idea of the world being, you know, crumbling and decaying, but it also lets us see this engine poking out here. And I think it has a real cool effect. You know, this is something that's not a big build, it's not a functional build, but it just adds a lot of life to the world. You know, just like the little cars that I plan on dotting around at some point, really are just going to help flesh this world out. Well, it has certainly been an episode. I mean, we started off going into the Nether to get a fortress and the bastion. Ended up slaying the dragon. We got an Elytra. We have Shulkers. And, you know, we have this little train here that we built to add a little bit of flavor to the world. I think this is a good place to cut it, as it has been. I think I'm doing some of the editing right now, and we're at the 35-ish minute mark, and I don't like to make these drag on too long. So yeah, we're gonna cut it here. I don't have any lore for this week. It was kind of much more of a Minecraft playing episode than a lore episode or a building episode. So this will give me a chance to kind of focus on what I want to do for next week or the next episode. I don't know if it'll be next week. I'm going away for little bit of work training. I'm going to try to bring my laptop with me, but probably going to be busy. So, yeah. One thing I have to figure out is, now that we have an Elytra, I originally had a build planned for kind of actually over here, like right in this area. It's going to be like the power plant offices, if you will, for the Redstone Energy Dynamics company. And it was going to be right here, but it was going to contain a cactus farm. But, you know, do I make a creeper farm at this point? Given that I have an Elytra now and have 4 rockets to my name. We'll see. Next week. So if you've enjoyed this episode and you want to see more, please like and subscribe to the video. And I definitely appreciate any comments, as I love hearing from people for thoughts or ideas on current builds, future builds, and anything like that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Thank you.